Hello, we are Team 5 and today we're going to present our project about the exportation of Escribe notebooks from Mexico to Colombia. In today's global economy, many companies want to expand their markets internationally, and Mexico has become one of the main manufacturing and exporting countries here in Latin America. Escribe is a well-known Mexican brand recognized for its quality notebooks and sustainable production. This project shows how Escribe can successfully export to Colombia, a country that shares cultural and commercial similarities with Mexico. This project will highlight the importance of good export management and how Mexican companies like Escribe can grow and strengthen their presence in Latin America through sustainable and organized trade strategies. Now, we can start with the presentation.
Escribe is a Mexican company founded in 1962 under the name Corporación Escribe. It focuses on producing high-quality notebooks, paper, and stationery products, becoming one of the most recognized brands in Mexico. Over the years, it has extended its production and adopted modern technology to improve writing, binding, and recycling processes. In 2015, Escribe was acquired by Biopapel, one of Latin America's largest paper producers, allowing it to fully integrate sustainable practices. Today, Escribe stands out for its environmental commitment, recycling paper and water, generating green energy, and reducing its carbon footprint. Escribe's mission is to be a leading company that creates shared value through learning, innovation, productivity, environmental protection, and social responsibility. And its vision is to produce sustainable paper and packaging to contribute to the success of the customers, the company, and the environment.
Escribe is a well-known Mexican brand that produces notebooks, paper, and other school and office supplies. The company is recognized for its quality, durability, and variety of designs that adapt the needs of students and professionals. The notebooks are made with strong covers, smooth paper, and modern styles that make them very popular in Mexico. In terms of demand statistics, Escribe has a strong national presence. Most of its sales come from schools, university, and office supply stores in Mexico, according to the market data. And the market study shows that consumers choose Escribe because it offers a good quality at a fair price. Escribe competes with other brands like Mead and Oxford, which have a strong distribution networks. To expand, Escribe needs to keep improving its logistics and adapt its products to international standards. The export process of notebooks represents a considerable cost. These include production, packaging, transportation, customs, and taxes that we will see in this PIA. As we have seen in the Distribucion Fisica Internacional class, everything involved in the effective distribution of a product is not as simple as just sending the product from point A to B. There are requirements that we will look through this PIA, and my partners will say it. We have this case that Escribe decides to export its notebooks to Colombia to expand its market in Latin America. Colombia is a good destination because it has a growing student population and high demand for school and office supplies, especially before the school year begins. We also choose Colombia because, apart of being a very similar country to Mexico, Colombia has a very big company that also is very big in this field of school supplies. The company is Toto, which manufactures pens and backpacks from school. We believe that this could be a start of a great partnership. And in terms of export, the company Escribe is willing to send 10,000 notebooks of different sizes and designs. Each notebook weighs about 500 grams, so the total shipment will be like around 5,000 kilograms or 5 tons. And to protect these products, the notebooks are packed in boxes of 50 units, meaning that a total of 200 boxes will be prepared for export, and every box will be labeled with product information, quantity, and barcode for easier custom controls.
Hi, my name is Paola Jimenez, and I'm going to talk about three important things: type of transport, optimal route, and cost. So Escribe has decided to export notebooks from Mexico to Colombia to expand its presence in Latin America. To achieve this, the company developed an efficient and safe logistic strategy that optimizes both cost and delivery time. First of all, I'm going to explain the type of transport. The select transport mode is intermodal, combining truck and maritime transport. From the plant in the state of Mexico, the notebooks will be shipped via an FTL truck, meaning a full truckload exclusively for Escribe's cargo. This prevents mixing with other goods, increases security, and simplifies custom procedures. At the port of Veracruz, the shipment will be loaded into a 20-foot FCL container and sent by sea to Cartagena, Colombia. Although the container won't be fully occupied, this option provides better control, less handling, and lower risk of damage. A potential alliance with Toto could increase shipment frequency and further reduce the unit costs. Now we have the optimal route. The route begins at the Escribe's plant, where notebooks are packed, labeled, and palletized on 10 pallets. Then the truck travels about 400 kilometers to the port of Veracruz, taking around 5 to 7 hours. From there, the goods are loaded under the free onboard Incoterm, transferring risk to the buyer once the cargo is on board. The maritime trip to Cartagena lasts 8 to 14 days depending on the shipping line, but once in Colombia, the important handles customs, clearance, and local distribution. This route is the most efficient, connecting the Gulf of Mexico directly with the Caribbean, reducing both time and cost. Then we have the cost. The total estimated logistic cost is $4,100, equivalent to about 75,600 Mexican pesos. The land transportation cost range between $400 and $900, while the sea freight range from $1,500 to $3,500. Insurance and port handling at around $100 to $600, and altogether, the logistic cost per notebook is approximately $0.41 or 7.50 Mexican pesos. The total transit time is 12 to 14 days, ensuring timely and cost-efficient deliveries. So, the full truckload plus full container load combination is the most efficient, economical, and secure solution for this export, strengthening Escribe's position in the Colombian market and opening doors for future strategic partnerships.
Hello, in this slide I'm going to talk about the local transportation cost. The local transportation phase covers the route from Scribe's plant in the state of Mexico to the port of Veracruz, covering a considerable domestic distance. This stage is essential as it connects production with maritime logistics, ensuring that goods reach from the port safely and on time. The shipment includes a large volume of notebooks transported by road using a full truckload service. The main expense involved freight, tools, fuel, insurance, and handling operation both at the plant and the port. Overall, this transportation phase represents a moderate yet crucial investment in the export process, balancing cost efficiency as well. Efficient route planning and coordination with transport providers are key to keeping costs competitive. Any delays or documentation issues can lead to higher expenses, so preventive logistics management is strongly recommended. In summary, the domestic route to Veracruz is cost-effective, readable, and strategically important, ensuring that Scribe's products are ready for a small international shipment. This slide, I explain the main documents required to export goods from Mexico to Colombia and why each is important. Proper documentation is essential for legal compliance and a smooth customs clearance, ensuring that the shipment arrives safely and without delays. The first is commercial invoice, which details the transaction, seller, buyer, product description, quantity, and value. It's crucial from customs to calculate duties and verify the shipment. The certificate of origin confirms that the products are made in Mexico, allowing them to benefit from trade agreements and reduced tariff with Colombia. Next, it's packaging list, which shows how the goods are packed and organized. It helps both customs and the importer to verify and manage the shipment efficiency. Finally, the bill of lading acts as a transport contract and proof of the shipment, confirm that the goods are on board and identify the party responsible from them during the transit. Together, these documents ensure that the scribes support its process is transparent and efficient, supporting as a successful delivery from Mexico to Colombia.
Now, I'm going to talk about the packaging requirements for exporting Escribe notebooks from Mexico to Colombia. First, the packaging is a material that directly protects the notebooks from dust, moisture, and physical damage. According to Colombian regulations, it must be sturdy, functional, and preferably made from biodegradable materials, following Decree 1407 of 2018 on packaging management. The label must be in Spanish, including the Escribe trademark, the product description, number of sheets, type of ruling, and made in Mexico. Next, the packing. This group several notebooks for shipping and storage. Is recommended to use corrugated cardboard boxes or treated wooden pallets to keep the cargo stable and safe. If wood is used, it must meet ISPM 15 standards, which means heat treatment and an official certification seal. Finally, labeling is mandatory for all imported products in Colombia. It must clearly show the brand, product description, country of origin, manufacturer and importer names, contents, and any necessary instructions or warnings, all in Spanish.
To export to Colombia, some documents are essential to make sure the process is legal and organized. Some of them could be the commercial invoice, which shows the product description, quantity, value, and origin, as also the certificate of origin, which allows tariff benefits under the Mexico-Colombia trade agreement. On the other hand, we have the certifications. Escribe needs to show that its products are sustainable and good quality. Some of the main ones are, for example, the ISO 9001 for quality management. These certifications are not mandatory, but they help Escribe have a better image and easier access to big distributors in Colombia. Now, when the goods arrive in Colombia, they must follow the country's import rules. The importer needs to be registered in DIAN, have the NANDIRA tariff classification, register the VUCE for import permits, and sometimes get approval from the Ministry of Commerce. Following these steps avoid delays and, of course, legal problems. Now
let's talk about the tariff classification for Escribe notebooks. In Mexico, the code is 4820.20.01 and the NICO is 00, which corresponds to paper or cardboard notebooks used for writing or taking notes. In Colombia, the tariff code is 4820.20.00.00, which also refers to notebooks made of paper or cardboard based on the Colombian customs tariff.
Now we have the purchase order. Here in the presentation, we can observe in a more visual way how a purchase order will be arranged. And for this expert, Escribe will send 10,000 notebooks of different sizes and designs. We will use the Incoterm FOB, Veracruz, Mexico, meaning Escribe delivers goods at the port and the buyer covers freight and insurance. This route will go by truck from the state of Mexico to the port of Veracruz and then by ship to Cartagena, Colombia, which is the final destiny. This route is efficient, secure, and takes up around 10 to 12 days.
This project helped me to understand how international physical distribution works in real-life situation, from management in the store and packaging to transportation and delivery in another country in this case. It also showed me how important it is to plan each step carefully to avoid extra cost or delays. This activity connects all that we learn in Distribucion Fisica Internacional class and how companies move their products from one country to another.
By doing this, I saw how well-planned logistics can make a real difference, and this analysis helped me personally to understand the importance of making strategic decisions in international logistics and how these choices can enhance the competitiveness of a Mexican company in global markets.
With this project, I learned how exporting a product works, the importance of transport, packaging, labeling, and documentation. I also understood how certifications and trade agreements help companies like Escribe grow in other markets.
To sum up, this project helped me understand how the export process works and how important it is to have the right documentation and certifications. It also showed me how logistics decisions, like choosing the right Incoterm route, can affect cost and efficiency in an international trade. Thank you.
The export process analyzes the importance of efficient logistic management, proper documentation, and strategy planning. From local transportation to prepare to export documents, every stage plays as a crucial role in cost efficiency, legal compliance, and timely delivery. Scribe's export route from Mexico to Colombia reflects how domestic logistics and documentation are interconnected. Exporting is not only about moving goods across borders, but about logistics documentation and regulation. It's to a single efficient system. Through proper management of these elements, campaigns like Scribe can strengthen their international presence, but trust with their partners and ensuring that the products reach their destination safely and on time.